Hey guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about the huge bombshell that Nintendo dropped this morning, that they revealed a prequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, also, they updated us on Breath of the Wild 2, saying that they're working on it, and then an announcement is going to be coming on September 26th. So in this video we're going to be just, taking a look at the announcement, taking a look at the trailer, analyzing it, and seeing what Nintendo has in store for us. So, let's get right into it. Nintendo presents. Finally, we get some news. Oh, it's 18, too.
Hello everyone, I'm Ajiao
Hello,
Newell, the producer of The Legend of Zelda series. We mentioned in the June 2019 Nintendo Direct presentation
Yes.
that we had started development on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Many people around the world are still playing Breath of the Wild, so I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Everyone, thank you so much. Regarding the sequel, in order to make the vast world you enjoyed exploring in the original game even more impressive, the team is working hard on its development. So
yeah, because of the beer bug, I guess I'll call it, because I know that YouTube doesn't like using the word.
We've prepared a different way for you to experience the world of Hyrule, and we have a video to introduce it. Please take a look.
Oh my god.
Is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured.
Yep, this is the great calamity that happened 100 years before Breath of the Wild.
You are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
Link's in his full armor, ooh, Zelda. Because she has to have her full power, so she's still trying to figure it out. So, I wonder how that's going to go. They're probably going to go more in-depth into that, because they went into that a little bit in the memories in Breath of the Wild, so it's going to be interesting. Different combat. It's a Hyrule Warrior game, so that means it's going to be more of a beat-em-up, really. Because Breath of the Wild is really more exploration, you have to find your own weapons, you really have to navigate yourself. You really have to conserve your weapons and your shields and everything. But in this game, it's probably, it's going to be a lot easier to get the hang of the combat system. But it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool playing as the champions. Even as Zelda, too. Wow, so cool. So, Age of Calamity. A prequel to Breath of the Wild, my favorite Nintendo game of all time.
What you just saw is the game that Koei Tecmo Games is developing. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This game takes place 100 years before the events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In that game, the great calamity that occurred 100 years prior was mentioned, but the actual event
They go in depth. It's a prequel. We're gonna get an entire trilogy of Breath of the Wild. We're gonna get a prequel, the original game, and a sequel. That is just insane. This came out of completely out of nowhere, out of left field. I never expected them to make a prequel to Breath of the Wild. This is really crazy. Even if it's a Hyrule Warriors game, the fact that they're doing a prequel to Breath of the Wild is just insane. It's just insane. I think it's amazing. I cannot wait. I can't wait. This was revealed this morning.
The previous Hyrule Warriors games were filled with Zelda conventions. The Legend
Yeah, don't hit the chickens, they'll attack you.
Broke these conventions entirely, and perhaps it's the same for everyone here, but for someone like me, who's been playing Zelda games for a long time, this was an extraordinary experience. It's a new, special title for me. Unlike the previous Hyrule Warriors games, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was developed by working closely with the Zelda team in every step of the process, including gameplay direction, graphics, world, and all dialogue. And while we maintained the distinct gameplay style of the Warriors series, with exciting 1 versus 1,000 battles and a wide variety of playable characters, this became the only game that will let you experience the
So
Warriors
excited.
100 years prior to the
God.
events of the legend.
I'm just watching in awe, like.
Firsthand.
Thank you, Mr. Hayashi. During the development of the previous Hyrule Warriors games, I was impressed with how the Warriors development team, led by Mr. Hayashi, had a deep understanding of the Legend of Zelda series.
This is actually key
They made it possible to create this new
because
experience by combining
the Breath of the Wild team
of Breath of the
is
Wild
working very
Warriors
closely
gameplay.
with
Therefore,
the
this
Hyrule
game will
Warriors
offer
team. So that's
experience
actually
with
very,
great
very
battles that
important
weren't fully
in
shown
terms
the original game.
of
I hope that
the design and just the overall story of
and those who played The Legend of Zelda
this
Breath
game.
of the Wild can
It's
experience
very,
this
very
game.
important.
Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity will launch on November 20th.
Whoo! That's soon! That's like a little more than 2 months.
Thank you.
They just drop stuff out of nowhere. That's just crazy. There's like, oh, by the way, we're gonna release a prequel to Breath of the Wild. That's just throwing it out there. Okay, what they don't show in this trailer is that on September 26th, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to get a big update. September 26th. I'm going to put it up here right now. Because that is very important, because that is my most anticipated game right now. And this game, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, is going to hold me off because I'm just so excited. We get to see what happens. A question that needs to be answered is this game going to be open world? I would love to explore Hyrule before the Great Calamity. Look at this. This is Hyrule Castle. Look how beautiful it looks compared to this. It doesn't look this bad in Breath of the Wild, but it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. But look, we get to see Zelda. That she's trying to harness her powers. That's the square, and then we get like this huge like cinematic battles. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We get to also play as the champions. Now, I think, in my opinion, we're gonna have a very Halo Reach-esque ending. Because we're probably... Well, actually, no, definitely. We're gonna see how the champions go out. We're gonna see how they die. It's gonna be very, very sad. And we're also gonna see this guy, King Roham, die as well. He's probably... I would have to guess is probably standing his ground against Calamity Ganon at Hyrule Castle. And we're also going to see how Zelda got Link to the Shrine of Resurrection. That's going to be very interesting as well. And this one last scene at the end of the trailer. Let me see if I could find... No, this is the developer at Kotaku talking after this. So look. That's Zelda using her power to try to go against Calamity Ganon. So this is going to be an awesome game. I expect nothing from greatness, not only from Nintendo, but from the Breath of the Wild team. They really put all their heart and effort into their games. And even Kotaku, the Hyrule Warriors developers, for what I've seen, I've never played a Hyrule Warrior game, but I've seen them clip the clips on YouTube. I've seen the clips on YouTube, and they look pretty solid. They look fun, and they look like a game I will enjoy. And the fact that it's going to be in the Breath of the Wild storyline is going to be awesome. And I wonder also if we are going to take control of the Divine Beasts. That's going to be interesting as well. There's a lot of things to get into, and hopefully when I get my hands on the game eventually, I will let you guys know how many of these questions will be answered. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. to follow us on Instagram and Parler, and I'll see you next time.